Today's lesson focuses on finding volume and surface area of rectangular prisms. Before we get too far into the lesson, it's good to kind of discuss what is volume and what's surface area. The volume of a 3D figure is the measure of the space it occupies. It's measured in cubic units. What I kind of think to myself is we fill it with cubes. And so anytime we're talking about volume, we're filling it with these little cubic units that we have here. So we're counting up how many of those cubic units can actually fit in. So whether we have cubic inches, they're going to be 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, or feet, or whatever we have there is what we're talking about. The units on this one is going to be cubic units, so that's why I remember fill it with cubes as volume. Surface area is talking about the total area of the surface of the 3D object, so this is going back to being square units because we're an area. If we look at our first rectangular prism, looking at the picture and looking at your formula sheet, this would be the length, this right here would be the width, and this would be the height of it then. So the length is 5, the width is 4, and the height is 3. So my volume formula is length times width times height. So we'd just be multiplying 5 times 4 times 3, which is going to give us 60, and we're talking centimeters cubed. Surface area is 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. So we'd be doing 2 times 5 times 4 plus 2 times 5 times 3 plus 2 times 4 times 3. Just plugging in for length, width, and height here. In this first one, this is going to be 10 times 4, so 40, plus 10 times 3 is 30, plus 2 times 4 is 8 is 24. So that's going to give us 94 square centimeters because we're talking about the surface area. So what are the areas of all of these 6 different sides of your rectangular prism? On the next page, if we can get there. Maybe not. Holy cow, that was a struggle. On the next page, the top question just says, which lunchbox holds more food? So we're trying to fill it. So we are talking about finding volume here. So if we're looking at the volume of lunchbox A, we're just going to do length times width times height. So we can do 7.5 times 3.75 times 10. So 7.5 times 3.75 times 10 is going to be 281.25 cubic inches. Volume B is also a rectangular prism, so just length times width times height. So 8 times 3.75 times 9.5. So we're talking about 285 cubic inches, which means B would hold more. If we're talking about that, just which one's, the comparing is just which one's bigger, basically, because we want it to hold more food. Example 3, Domingo built a toy 60 inches long, 24 inches wide, and 36 inches high. He has 1/4 paint that covers out in square feet of surface. Does he have enough to paint the toy box? So since we're painting, we're going to be covering it, so we're talking about surface area. Notice this is square feet, so that kind of clues us in that we're talking about area as well. It is in feet though, and all of these are in inches. So our length, 60 inches, is really going to be 5 feet. Our width is really going to be 2 feet, and our height is really going to be 3. So since we are talking surface area, 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. So 2 times 5 times 2 plus 2 times 5 times 3 plus 2 times 2 times 3. 20 plus 30 plus 4 times 3 is going to be 12. So then 50, this is going to be 62 square feet. So his can of paint covers 87 square feet. Does he have enough? So we can say yes, he has enough paint for this one. Flip it over to the next page. Making a book cover and more adds an additional 20 square inches to the surface area to allow for overlap. How many square inches of paper will he use to make a book cover 8 inches long, 11 inches long, 8 inches wide, and 1 inch high? We're covering it, so again, we're talking surface area. I'm going to ask you to pause the video, try and figure this one out on your own, and come back and check. Alright, taking a look, there's your formula, your plugged in values. Here is your just straight up surface area. He adds on the extra 20 square inches for a final answer here. Again, take a minute, look at these next two, pause the video, and come back to check. There's those two answers. Just straight up volume for both of them. Last one we'll do together. The diagram shows the dimensions of an office. Costs about 11 cents per year to air condition 1 cubic foot of space. On average, how much does it cost to air condition the office for 1 month? So air is going to fill up the space, so we're talking volume, length times width times height. So 32 feet times 25 feet times 12 feet. Which gives you 9,600 cubic feet total. It costs 11 cents per year to air condition 1 cubic foot, so we're going to do 9,600 times 11 cents. That's going to give us $1,056 per year, but the question asks us for 1 month, so we have to take our yearly amount and divide by 12 to find out that it is $88 per month then.